was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Be like a horse with blinkers.
Honestly say, I was about to have sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My opinions about Zuma. He must step down. He has to step down. I mean, he's done enough damage to the country already. I mean, speaking about Ukwezi and a whole lot of things like Imali and I don't know, but I think he actually deserves to step down.
It's hard to tell whether he's going to step down or not. I think over the past few years, there have been so many times where South Africans have been sitting there and going, yo, this is the time. So I wouldn't want to place a 100% bet on it, but it really does feel like the signs are coming over this week and next week that something's changing. The fact that SONA was postponed seems to be something a little bit more serious than anything that's come before. So it feels to me like there's some behind-the-scenes discussions happening, that some negotiations are taking place for him to have to step down rather than being pushed out.
Everywhere, internet, the news about Jacob Zuma is working with the richest family, Guptas and stuff, which is, it's not, I prophecy, but we know about if Gupta family are not a good family, then a bit corrupted. So Jacob Zuma is not meant to be our president because izinto ezininzi ziyamashakala apha eSouth Africa. Izinto like there's imali ekuthiwa funeke ibhataliwe because of Jacob Zuma. Izinto ezininzi like facility services and stuff, they're not improving. So Jacob Zuma actually is not doing izinto efuneke zenzile as a president.
I don't think Zuma is going to step down. But if he does step down, he's going to lose all power. He's going to be investigated for all the criminal activities that he's busy with. So he basically knows the reason for him stepping down. And I think he's actually prolonging his step down. So he's playing a game by saying he is going to, then he's not going to. So basically, we cannot really say what is he going to do, what is going through his mind at the moment. But for the record, I don't think that he's going to give up his power.
Because abantu bathethile ngaye whatever kuyathethwa eziradiweni kuyathethwa eziteksini kuthethwa ngaye so ndicinga uba mna uzode adecide ehle afane nepresident yaseZimbabwe.
Zuma should step down, like he should step down like right away, but I don't think it will because look, no other president has done what he's done and he's still here. There was a Fees Must Fall campaign, not a Fees Must Fall, a Zuma Must Fall campaign, and he's still here, so I doubt he will.
Indaba kaBaba uZuma le masefe isikhathi ukuthi akehle ukuze ingabe khona umsindo. Yebo yena amaphuthu wenzile kodwa ke masefe isikhathi akehle. Wonke umuntu uyithola itheme yakhe. So mina ngibona inkinga ukuthi ehla ehle. So nombheki wehlile na akehle. Zange kube khona umsindo ubheki ehle na akehle njengombheki.
According to Zuma, I don't know. Sometimes when something went wrong with Zuma, many people tell him to step down. But it's better for him to step down because of his grandchildren and the generation before.
I don't think he was going to step down because I feel like he likes being in control, he likes being in power, and he's been there for quite a long time now, and he likes controlling people and making people his puppets. So now it's going to be difficult for him to actually step down and realize, but no, actually people want me to step down. And doing so, he knows he's going to be in a lot of troubles. He's going to be prosecuted for his crimes and all of that. So now he's calculating his moves. He's taking it slow in order for him to actually think very, very carefully about what he's going to do after being removed in the presidency.
I really hope that he does step down. I think it's about time for somebody else to come along and make some sort of difference. It can only take a certain amount of time before somebody else needs to come in and change things around. So yeah.
Jacob Zuma is in denial. He probably won't want to step down unless he gets an exit package, unless he feels that there's some concessions to be made, and above that, I feel that he is playing for time, and that because he's implicated with the state capture, and then that is one of his conditions that he's setting down, that he wants to also, and that is the reason why they are taking their time in trying to remove him from the presidency. It's going to be a very slow and a very a tedious process, because why? Here is a man that obviously that has been in the intelligence in South Africa, and he knows how procedures and protocol work. So it's going to be difficult, but in the end, good sense is going to prevail.
Every criminal should be punished. So even if he has been our president or if he is our president, he needs to be punished for what he's doing, because he actually caused Cape Town and the rest of South Africa in a huge detriment with everything that he's been doing. Basically, he's been lying, he's been stealing, so every criminal should be punished.
In terms of punishment, I think he should be punished, because it's his fault that this country is in a state capture. So, yeah, all the corruption and all of that is just purely based on him, and the Guptas and everything else is just based on him. So, yeah.
Ewe, he has to be punished for izinto abekelwe zona, amacala abekelwe ona, because Jacob Zuma has been accused of rape and all those charges, and money charges, and corrupt charges. So I believe that even if the parliament itself is corrupt, Jacob Zuma needs to be punished for all the corrupt things azenzileyo eSouth Africa.
Makangapanishwa because umuntu omdala makangapanishwa. Uzenzile izinto mistakes zakhe, then it's fine. Makasuke yena angapanishwa. Andifuni apanishwe.
He definitely should be punished for everything that he's done. Whether he will be, I highly doubt. I hope he does though, but I highly doubt, because he's gotten away with so many things for all these years. And whether him stepping down would make a difference in him being punished, I'm quite skeptical about it.
I feel like he needs to be punished for his crimes. I really honestly feel like he needs to.
He deserves to be punished, because the country has gone through so much strain because of him. I mean, we can't suffer this much because of one person. A whole lot of money went to unnecessary things, and we're still struggling to get free education and things like that. So yes, I believe that he must step down, and nothing must go on. The SONA must be put on pause until he steps down, because we can't continue having him as president, and we refuse to be addressed by him like everyone else would agree with me. Not everyone, but I mean, most of South African citizens who are actually, I don't know, who care about South Africa would agree with me, because we all know what damage Zuma has done.
Whether he's punished or not, I'm not sure, but to be brutally honest, I hope so.
In terms of whether I think Zuma should be punished, it's hard to know what the negotiations are saying, but if all of the corruption charges and all of the allegations are true, I do feel that the law must take the usual process that it would with any normal citizen. So I do feel that there should be some kind of process that would go through from a legal point of view.
Zuma must be punished, because of if he's not going to be punished, as new leaders also will do the same, because of the thing about punish or Zuma zanga punish naye.
Okwamatshela ke NCA sobona ithini ngawo, yabona? Bazobona nje njengombutho omkhulu bathini. But ke angayi etrongweni. Usuke omkhulu umsindo, yabona? Akuxoxe nje kahle kuzwe iNC but afela ubhatale. Semdala uqala futhi lo muntu, yabona? Hayi ke asiqeda simnike indawo yakhe na simhloniphe umuntu omdala. But ke nobani amaphutha awenza ukuze ufunde efanele wenza amaphutha, ngoba uma amaphutha ungawenza sozufunda sozibothi wrong, yabona? Asithemba ukuthi nabanye abazemva bazofunda, yabona? Ya nozongena ke emva kwakhe ke naye enze kahle angabekwa amabali njeke lo usuzophuma, yabona?
If CYRIL Ramaphosa takes over the reins completely as the president of South Africa, I believe the markets will respond favorably. We've seen that how the rand has become very buoyant, and it has bounced back to under 12 rand to the dollar. I believe CYRIL Ramaphosa is will be a strong leader. He's a vendor, and his record shows for itself as being the president of NUMSA back in the 80s. So we love CYRIL Ramaphosa, we love his mind. He's a bright thinker, and I think he realized that radical economic transformation must take place, and it must be attached to the National Development Plan. I believe that we have to serve the interests of the larger black people of the country. I believe that they need a better deal. We've got youngsters coming up in education, and I believe we've got wonderful black bright minds, and they have obviously they have set the bar so high, and they should come into power now also. They should take up structures in the ANC, and I think CYRIL Ramaphosa, he's going to be the one that's going to set those structures in order. So we wish him well in his term of office, and I believe that CYRIL Ramaphosa is going to do South Africa proud. He wants to do that, and I don't think he's in it for the money. I believe sincerely that he believes in this country, and he will get the unity back together again. It's going to take some time. He needs our praise, he needs our support. So that's what we will give to him.
With Ramaphosa being president, I don't think there would really be so much change. He has his own faults also. Marigana, I'm not going to go into detail about that, but so far he's been doing pretty good. I mean, with the bursary that is released for abantwana besikolo and things like that. However, I don't feel like he also deserves to be president. Like with the current day and age, I feel like we deserve somebody who doesn't have so much, who doesn't have such a negative background, especially when it comes to corruption and killings and things like that. So no, I don't believe Ramaphosa is going to bring so much change to South Africa.
If CYRIL Ramaphosa becomes president, I don't think, well, there would be a slight change, but that would take time as well. So I don't really know. I wouldn't say yes or no, but I would say maybe. Yeah, maybe there would be a change.
And the thing about change on ngakhona libelikhulu, especially kubasebenzi, because Ramaphosa has been leading ICOSATO so many years. So uyayazi ukuthi abantu bakahulumende and private sector bastruglisha njani. So uyawulenza utshintsho kwinto ezininzi uRamaphosa.
That's all we can actually hope for change. Maybe he's got a different mindset of what Zuma is, and he actually thinks out of the box and not just thinking in the box the way Zuma has been thinking. So he's basically been doing things for himself and not for the country.
I think there will be change when Ramaphosa coming because he will not do the same mistake that Zuma do. It will be a better future for all South Africa.
If Ramaphosa becomes president, I hope there will be a change. He's quite a strategic guy, and also, getting, somebody fresh in there also gives the people hope. It's a little bit of change, and change is good. So I've got a lot of faith in him. Yeah.
I think if ungaphatha CYRIL Ramaphosa, it would be a bit better, because CYRIL Ramaphosa, first of all, he was part of the struggle of the apartheid, and he contributed a lot through the apartheid era, and he also contributes, even though he deputy president, he also contributed towards South Africa and the ANC. So I believe Ramaphosa would do well in becoming a president of South Africa.
Should Ramaphosa step in, I think it will be quite a change. Change is always good for any country, and with Ramaphosa being here, then I really hope that things for our country will really change and will be seen as a much better country than we are right now.
I do think that when Ramaphosa is in charge, there will be change, because by the looks of things, by what I have observed, looking at him and trying to figure out who is he as a person, I feel like he is going to be a great leader for the country, because first of all, he's disciplined, and second of all, he's a businessman. And he knows what's good for South Africa. I would like to think he knows what's good for South Africa. And he does things by the book. So I ran past his comment, and he was talking about trying to build South Africa up again, corruption and whatever. So I would like to think that is going to happen. It's not just saying that because of wanting South Africans to love him. He's not doing it for publicity, but he actually means it, because we actually need true leaders that are going to step into the shoes of actually taking courage in leading this country forward.
It's hard to say. Politicians always make a lot of promises, so it's hard to say whether CYRIL Ramaphosa will be any different. But I do think the signs since the ANC conference last year, there's been a real sign of change. It feels like he's quite determined. It feels like there's a real new wind in the air. So I have a good feeling that if CYRIL Ramaphosa comes up to be our next president, that there'll be quite substantial changes. And I think South Africa is ready for change. We're all quite hopeful.
Yeah, Z, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.